Next, we're pleased to welcome the gentlelady, the delegate from American Samoa, Ms. Radowagan, before the committee. Thank you for being here, ma'am, and you're recognized for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Thornberry, for the opportunity to testify today before the House Armed Services Committee in regards to H.R. 4341, the Defending America's Small Contractors Act. Particularly, I'll be addressing Section 505 of Title V of the bill, which I introduced on its own and has been included in H.R. 4341. As you may know, over the past decade, numerous reports issued by SBA's Office of the Inspector General and the Government Accountability Office have identified structural weaknesses in the SBA's Office of Government Contracts and Business Development's oversight of personnel and program management and control. Since FY 2014, 39% of all federal contract dollars have been awarded to small businesses, and in fulfilling its jurisdictional role, the House Small Business Committee is conducting oversight of the contracting programs run by the GCBD. However, because of the responsibility for implementing many of the programs rests outside of GCBD, and GCBD having limited influence over those responsible for the day-to-day operations of the program, the opportunity for waste, fraud, and abuse is prevalent. Meanwhile, regulation implementing statutory changes intended to help small businesses are taking 3 or more years to implement. Furthermore, many of the organizations within GCBD conduct duplicative activities, leaving open the possibility of greater inefficiencies and more bureaucracy for small businesses seeking to compete in the federal marketplace. Due to their importance, these issues were recently the topic of a hearing conducted by the House Small Business Committee's Subcommittee on Contracting and Workforce. As a result of the hearing and subsequent data, I introduced the Small Business Contracting and Acquisition Programs Efficiency Act, or SB CAPE Act, which has become Section 505 of Title V of H.R. 4341, the Defending America's Small Contractors Act. Specifically, Section 505 requires GAO to examine the extent to which SBA personnel who carry out certain procurement and business development programs report to the OGCBD, determine whether greater efficiency and consistency in the certification process of the procurement and business development programs could be achieved by creating a single organizational unit of employees to process all certifications required by such programs, determine whether greater efficiency and efficacy in the performance of such programs could be achieved by improving the alignment of the field personnel assigned to them, assess how the OGCBD could improve its staffing of regulatory drafting functions and its coordination with the Federal Acquisition Regulatory Council to ensure timely rulemaking by the SBA, and report on any other areas in which the GAO determines that SBA could improve its performance with respect to procurement and business development programs. The report will prove to be a valuable tool in helping Congress to ensure that those offices and programs within SBA, which are created to help small businesses compete, are fulfilling their statutory mission. The importance of this legislation plays in my home district of American Samoa. It cannot be overstated, as nearly all of the island's businesses qualify as small business. Also, with proper organization, SBA will be a better partner to DoD as it seeks to strengthen the small business industrial base, one of the department's current objectives. I respectfully encourage the House Armed Services Committee to adopt H.R. 4341, the Defending America's Small Contractors Act, and include it in this year's National Defense Authorization Act. Thank you again for the important work this committee does and for allowing me this opportunity to testify before you today. With your assistance, I look forward to seeing this important legislation become law. I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank the gentlelady. Are there questions for the gentlelady? Gentleman from California, Mr. Knight.
No question, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to add my support to H.R. 4341. Part of this bill was an issue that we authored, the DoD's Mentor-Protege Program, and this bill will streamline the Mentor-Protege Program by utilizing SBA to help the DoD simplify the process for DoD's execution of their program. It goes back to exactly what you've been saying. We need to get more defense for the dollar, and I highly support this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Mr. Chairman.
appreciate the gentlelady giving us further background and explanation of that particular section. So I appreciate very much you being here and discussing the small business package, which the committee will definitely consider.
Thank you, Mr.